What's it been now? About a year now that you made national TV?
Yep, the 18th made a year. That's when my episode debuted.
When did you go in and go into the what was it, a gymnasium or something like that? Where you were singing? Is that where you were?
Yes, sir. In Tuskegee, that university that was there.
Yeah.
We did that in October. It was October 3rd.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that was that far out advanced. I knew it was an advanced. So anyway, I'm watching
Yeah.
the show, and you're singing to the three, and I'm sure you were like a lot of people. You're probably surprised a lot of people when you started singing because I wasn't expecting that out of you. I don't know what I was expecting, but when you came out with a cowboy hat, I went, okay, there's going to be some country here. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
and so when your episode showed, because God, it was like 5 months later, wasn't it, or 4 months later that you did in October, and they show up like 4 months later, and
Yeah,
then so when it
yeah.
aired after that, then it was like, is it like a month or two after that, even that you go to the live shows, or I mean, you go back in? How long was it before that
Right.
happened?
So I first came to Tuskegee, which was my first ever meeting the judges, and my audition was in October.
Okay.
After October, December was they flew me out to California, which was Hollywood Week and Showstopper Round, which is where I performed Wrapped Up in Jesus.
Hmm.
So then February hits, uh early part of February, I'm already in Hawaii filming Top 24.
Oh wow.
Right. So there was 148 of us, and when February hit, we done got down to 24 of us. And the week after I done come home, my episode debuts. So then we didn't do live until the beginning of April.
You know, I think the hardest thing for you or any people is you can't tell anybody. You know,
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Except
so
family, because you go, well, I gotta pack my clothes and keep going. Well, did you make it? I don't know, but I'm getting on a plane, so
Ryan, how'd you get the gig in Michigan?
uh I had met a fella, and he all right, so long story.
That's all right. Go ahead.
If you got All right, so I met this fella, and let me come out and saying this too. Since off of Idle, man, I've met a lot of snakes.
I was going to say something about, oh yeah.
Man, I've met a lot of people who's just been out to watch me fall and fail. So what happened is I met this fella, and he got me a show in Michigan. Now, my mama's my manager,
I know that.
and my mama, she when I do a show, she gets me good money, and she gets it to where I got a truck payment to take care of, and I got a family to feed, and she makes it to where I could do that. Well, he came along and said that he had 35 years in the music business. He's worked with Willie Nelson. He got Jelly Roll's first show. He's Chris Christopherson, Toby Keith, all them people.
Right.
So yeah, he's milking it. So I talked with him. He's in Kentucky. I go to his house and all. And so he books me a thing in Kentucky, in Michigan. The thing ain't nothing but like 500 bucks
Mm.
all the way up there. So I've come off the biggest singing competition show, in the United States, and he's got me at doing a thing for 500 bucks. So I go, well, show's got to go on. People's done bought their ticket. They're ready to go ahead and watch me sing. So I go up there for 2 hours, and I do a show up there for 2 hours. Go all dippity boppity boo. Things wind up happening with him, and I have to let him go because turns out everything he's saying wasn't true.
Yeah.
So that's how I had all that up there in Michigan. Got started up there in Michigan.
Yeah.
Good turnout, but still, I mean, it's wonderful seeing all them people who know you and want to take a picture with you and your autograph. But at the end of the day, they can know you and you not make nothing. Then what you gonna do?
That's right. That's right. It costs money to
So I
get
got
there.
I got to make a living.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to make a living. I told him, I said, man, I love these people. I said they make me other than God. They make me who I am.
Hmm.
I said, but again, I got to make more than just $500. I said,
Hmm.
$500. just pay you. I'd pay your light bill and water bill. I said, then you gonna starve. That's
Yeah.
all you got. I said, we got to do more than that. So, by the grace of God, my mama got thrown out there in the business, and she's pretty much put two together, and she's got me where I'm standing high and tall, and praise the Lord on that part.
And you mentioned earlier that you write the original stuff and all this stuff.
All right.
What do you want? You got short term and long term. Do you have a band? Do you have people that you can play with, or what do you
I,
do?
right now I'm just solo.
Okay.
It's just me and my guitar.
Okay.
I mean, that's it.
Let me ask you the big picture here, my friend.
Go ahead.
If you could wave a wand and money wasn't an object, what would you do with your business and your life?
Well, I'd set it up. I mean, well, first of all, I'd buy my mama a house,
Hmm. Hmm.
buy her a house and a brand new vehicle, and then I'd go ahead and for sure set me up my family, go ahead and set up something in the future ahead for my child, and then I mean, they say it takes a lot of money for studio and for an album, so I'd have that and go ahead and be getting my music and stuff ready.
Do you have a goal of playing in front of a lot of people? Is that something that you have a goal of that you'd like to, or do you, I mean, some people don't. Some people I talk to, they just want to release music they don't care about. What would be your perfect concert? Where would you be? What would you be doing? Not necessarily the venue. How big would it be?
I'd be at Nissan Stadium headlining, Nashville, Tennessee.
Yep. What's a good, you have to have a goal.
Got to, hey, if your dreams don't scare you, dream bigger.
That's right. If you don't have a goal, you're never going to get there.
That's right.
And I asked your mom the same question. I said, "What do you want to do?" She goes, "Well, I don't really think about it." And then she thought about it and she said, "I really like to see him play at the Grand Ole Opry."
Oh my good. And I told her, I said, now, I said, for anybody who's a nobody, I said, if you're a country artist, I said, and you're trying to make it, I said, you get invited to the Grand Ole Opry. I said, you made it.
Oh yeah, when you get invited, that's a different story.
I mean,
Yeah, you get the cake and all that stuff and you get to go in.
I said, you feel like in your heart you made it and you did what you were supposed to do as a country dude. Yeah.
Have you been in the other than if you've been in the studio since Idol, you've been back in the studio, haven't you? Have you done a recording?
I have not. I've not been, and I hated it because I loved it when I did it professionally.
Oh, dude.
And
Yeah.
man, if I could set up a bed in a studio, I'd live there. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Yeah.
There is something you, as a songwriter myself for a long time, when you hear that final product, you're sitting there and you're going like, how did this come together? Right here, it all came out of,
Right.
how did this go from there? And I'm listening to it. But the one thing, and I'll tell you this, I'm a lead guitar player, okay?
Okay.
And when people, and I'm telling you this because I know what kind of person you are, people would come up to me and go, oh my God, that was great. And I just say, I got the gift. I was given this.
That's right.
I mean, I can improve on it, but at the end of the day, I was given the gift and it would get taken away from you. And as I think if you always focus on that ability and get better and better and better, I think you can get better. But I never was egotistical about it all the time because my wife would tell me, "You're just a guitar player." So, but the point being is, I really do not like seeing people with your talent not going anywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're unique. I don't think you can fake who you are.
Right.
I know they edit stuff and they come down and interview you and all that stuff, and they're going to show you the way you want to. But at the end of the day, your genuine personality comes out on TV. And either people love you on TV or as they say, you look good, your camera loves you,
Yeah.
and you've got the ability to draw people in. So when you go, like when you're doing a gig, how many originals do you do?
Um, I try to do at least six, because I'll do about maybe 15, 16 songs.
Okay.
And I like to tell my story, and I like to talk, and I like to make people laugh during, get kind of, because I want the fans to know who I am.
Right.
So I don't want to be just strictly me singing. Y'all hurry up and hear me sing, and then you leave. I want to talk to y'all. I want y'all to hear my voice. I make y'all laugh. Go, man, it's a comedian special. I got a comedy special while I was here, and then I sing some originals to where you can kind of feel and hear, me as an artist. So I tend to probably do about 5 or 6 originals, and then I love covers, and then I love to throw in my gospel specials.
Okay. Okay. And what's your favorite tune that you like playing at your own?
That's my original.
Hmm.
It would have to be a new one I wrote called "Mama's Love." Yep, and so far that's been the new one, and I really think I've been trying to do a thing. See, my mama was is in she's in college for producing, so she's got a home studio.
Hmm.
So we've actually been doing a lot of demos, getting it just about as perfect as you can probably get it, unless one of them professionals really got a hold of it. But I'm gonna try to leak that and tease it a little bit. But I think the world will really like that one, and it talks a little bit about my story and about me growing up without a daddy, and uh, you know, me getting married and stuff like it. Just a little bit about my story.
It's country music, my friend.
That's right. Literally, some of the
What
yeah,
about, And I think the other thing too is you need to be discovered again.
yeah, yeah. So what I've also been me and Mama's been talking about doing. So I also love The Voice. So I've also been talking about with her. It's in the making when it comes back around again to audition for The Voice. So that's been something that we've been thinking about doing.
You have a story to tell, and you just need to be in front of the right people.
That's right. Yeah.
And I will say this again. I get nothing out of anything except seeing people grow.
Yeah.
Makes me feel good. And you'll know this when you have that child, and that child will come to you and Daddy, I'm learning how to swing, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I got an A today, Dad. You're like, yeah. And
Yeah.
I'll get you right in the heart. That's all you need
Yeah.
to do. You know,
Yeah.
has your fan base, is it stabilized or anybody watching you? Or do you get people still jumping on IG? What do you spend most of your time?
Um. So my fan base has it'll stabilize, it'll grow. It's up and down, and
Okay.
it's really the worst part is when I had a bad dry moment, and that was in my what I call development period, and that's when I was talking with a record label,
Hmm.
and that's for 19. That's a label after the show, and that development period was 90 days after the show. So I was kind of blank and trying to see whether I would get picked up or not or signed.
Right.
And they told me that I needed to wait, a little later, and maybe until I was like 18, and unless they see something else right now, it was a no.
Yeah.
So then I started going back. I think I clocked out. My highest was like 63,000 on Instagram,
Mm.
and it's like 62.7 now. And my Facebook was 57,000. Now it's 60,000. And my TikTok was 51,000. Now it's 50. So I'm pretty much stable for the most part. I've gained more on Facebook than I have anything other than Instagram. But I've gained and I lose, but I gain more than I do lose.
Well, two things. One, Facebook obviously is for more older people, which is probably going to be big fans of yours.
Which is really, yeah, though die hard. I had one person. They drove 8 hours, 4 hours away. They broke down, rented a vehicle, and still made it in time for my concert. They was dedicated.
How did it make you feel?
M- like I was Superman. Literally, because I have the meet and greets, and I don't charge for meet and greets. I mean, hey, you come here
Understand?
to you done bought the ticket. You know, don't I'm just like everybody else. I gotta eat, but I ain't gonna charge you extra just to take a picture with me, man.
Yeah.
So the meet and greets come by, and they done did. I mean, they tell me, Tristan, we live 8 hours away, and went 4 hours to get here, and when we did, we broke down. 4 hours away, we were in us a vehicle and still made it to come and see. I said, y'all better give me a pen. Y'all better give me a shirt. Y'all give this woman a free shirt right now. I mean, that was so amazing though. I loved it.
So that's a good question. You have merch?
I do. I have merch. I have cups. The last thing, one of my favorites that sold really good was when we made cups for breast cancer month,
Mm.
and we did that. My wife come up with that idea, and we put hold on paint ends on it. Beautiful. And then we did really nice shirts. Sold like hotcakes. I mean, all that we just I mean, love my merch. We got socks. People wearing socks, take off their shoes. I got Triston Harper on my feet. You know, they got they got all kinds of stuff.
Uh,
Well, I was selling I was selling one of my cups before to a fan, and they were out there. They were $25. They last you over 24 hours of ice in it, and I decided that I was gonna be a little funny with it. And so the lady's looking at it. I said, "Hey, ma'am, how you doing?" "Oh my God, I'm doing so good. How about yourself?" "I'm doing wonderful." I said, "This cup here has got my handsome face just planted on it." I said, "It's $25, guaranteed to last you 24 hours." I said, "If it don't work, you're gonna have to catch me at my next concert, guaranteed refund. My concert tickets is $25. I don't know how that works." I said, "But it's the same thing, you know." So she just died off, went to laughing. I said, "Yeah, yeah, that's the plan."
As I think you have a great story to tell. I also think that people don't realize that when you're on a big show like that, that you just kind of forgotten after it's over with. I mean, it's
Well,
nice
new
to,
talent got to come in.
well, yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. I believe music is consumable. I mean, I
Yes.
think it is, but it really is. They're always looking for something new. Are you booking gigs now, or do you have people working with you try to book some things or what?
Like I said, my mama does everything.
Okay.
Like, look, she manages me, books me. That was some bad ass that just fell off of there. But I try to make some pretty cool flyers. But the majority part she makes the flyers, sets it out, makes sure I got a guaranteed price before I come there, writes out the contracts, all that. You know,
Okay.
so tries to make
Okay.
sure it's as legit as possible.
I assume that if you could do this for a living the rest of your life, that's what you do.
100, cut no devil in hell stop me. Yeah.